Welcome back to the Rogues Gallery. Today we're playing Warm Snow, a slash 'em up roguelike adventure. Looks like I got an item here. Alright, first off, before we start our run, we get to pick a special ability. We have a few statues here. We can get some lightning, some frost, some fire, or infinite shooty swords, which is pretty good, but I'll probably avoid that. I think we're gonna go for frost, once I can find it. So each of these comes with a basic ability, a special ability, and you can choose which special you want. I'm gonna go with Bone Chill. I will explain what that is once we start. So here we are in the prologue. Our character can do a few things. We've got a basic slash. You hold down the button, start chopping stuff up. We can throw our swords, which we have a finite number of. We can pick a path, which I think I'm going to go here because I'd rather not fight a boss. And once we throw swords, we can also sheath them. So we draw them back to us. And they do damage on the way. So at this early level, I'm going to murder pretty much everything. We have a dash as well. Good for getting out of the way of things. And as you can see, my weapon deals little icy bits of frost damage, which can be upgraded over time. So the reason I'm kind of just killing everything immediately is this game has a permanent upgrade system, which I will talk about once we grab our first item. So one of the cool things about this game is that you have 4 slots for items. You have core, power, agility, and skill. And depending on where you slot the item does something different. So this Ghostly Strand does a few different things. Looks like it's pretty good on power. It has a 50% chance to cause 3 status effects. So we'll go ahead and slap it on there. We also don't need health. This is a health shrine, so we'll just go to another enemy. Anyway, the reason I'm cutting through everything is this game has a permanent upgrade system. Once you get enough blood from killing bosses, you can upgrade your damage, your weapon speed, a whole bunch of different stuff. So I'm pretty much outscaling everything in the early chapter. And this will be our first boss. There are several different bosses. We got the wolf, which is the one I like the least. Although still shouldn't be too much of a problem. You just gotta dodge whenever he hunkers down. And that did the trick. Alright, so he drops a few things. He drops an instruction manual, which we can use to learn a new ability. I'm gonna say Chilling Heart is pretty good. Increase our frost damage. He drops a weapon, which all have different effects. Most of them pair with a specific item, although they have baseline effects like melee damage increase, armor penetration. This is better than our ordinary sword. It's not great, but it's better, so we'll grab it. And we'll check out this item. We'll just increase our defense, sure.
老头子给你安排了新任务，
And then we'll move on to the next area. Every time you go through a different level, you get to your little camp here. This guy will let you pick a random relic or weapon. Let's grab a relic.
怎么不喜欢吗？
The Heart of
人生
Hatred.
不如意十之八九啊。
So this looks like it increases attack. Not really that useful, but we don't have anything else right now. This guy will upgrade our weapon if we pay him in blue souls, which you get for killing enemies. Whenever you upgrade a weapon, it basically randomizes the effects. It keeps your weapon effect, but it'll randomize your other effects. So that's not bad. This lady will let you reset your weapon, sacrifice it, and get a new one. We don't really want to use her right now. Instead, we'll go on to the next chapter.
石州城好像已经出现了动乱，事不宜迟，赶紧动身吧。
So this game is pretty easy. I would kind of compare it to Vampire Survivors in that once you get high enough level with permanent upgrades, you can just sort of walk into enemy mobs, press the button, and kill everything. Bosses are a little different, although they still don't scale very well over time. Except for like the last 2 or 3. But yeah, the pattern is you go through an area, a few screens, fight a mini boss, a few more screens, and fight the regular boss. Looks like we got a healing potion. And we will continue on. Enemies do get a little harder as the game progresses, and there are a few unique ones like that pig there that can knock you down. But for the most part, nothing to worry about. So it's worth noting that even though this game is very simple, I have enjoyed my time with it. It's pretty cathartic to just walk into a mob of enemies and mow them down. I like the item variety and the weapon variety, as well as the fact that you can get some pretty crazy combos going if you level up, or if you are lucky enough to get the right level ups. Let's go normal room. As I've said before, I'm a big fan of roguelites that let you get crazy overpowered. And this one kind of does that. Alright, we'll do the health room. So once you get to the midway point, you find a shop. This lady sells relics. I don't think I really want any of these. I can afford them. I can't remember what blue steel does, so let's just grab it because we have an empty slot.
不喜欢吗？
Melee attacks do more damage, that's not too bad. And we'll move on from Big Lady to our first mini boss. He's kind of a pushover. His moves change a bit once he gets to half health. He does this. You gotta watch out for the end one. But mostly you just get behind him whenever he does his ranged attack and go to town. He too drops a weapon and a skill book. None of these are great. Let's go with defense, since we have a defense item already. This might be better, especially since it works with cold. Let's grab it. We can recycle the old one for blue souls. The heavy stone helps with stuff related to getting knocked down. I don't really want it. I'll recycle that as well. And we'll move on to the next area. This is a weapon room. We could find a new weapon that might be good, although this weapon is pretty nice. One of the reasons I picked the frost weapon is because it has a chance to, as you might expect, freeze enemies in place and keep them from attacking, which is pretty nice. Fire does damage over time, lightning scatters to other enemies, but I think frost is the most powerful. All right, we got Snow Lotus. I don't want it. We'll go for the skill book. Got this guy again, although he no longer has boss health. That's pretty good. More frost damage would be nice, but Fearless Warrior is a buff for pretty much everything. So we'll grab that instead. Enemies are nice enough to show us the little indicator before they fire. Looks like nothing too exciting. Sometimes you get skill room after skill room, or relic room after relic room, but it's been a pretty boring run so far. Let's go fight elite enemy. Just to show it off. It's that guy in yellow. He's not really dangerous. They do occasionally drop relics though, which is nice. This pairs well with fire, which I don't have. So let's get rid of it. And now, after we talk to our big lady,
这次又给我带什么惊喜来了？加油！
we get to fight our first boss.
Huh? 哪儿来的大胆狂徒？胆敢扫了我的雅兴，简直是不知死！
The big pig, question mark. He always starts off with the same attack, a roll, and then a body slam. You may have noticed, but one really easy way to damage enemies is to throw your swords, then sheath them right next to an enemy. But yeah, first phase, done. Every boss has 2 phases at least. The second phase is kind of bullshit at low levels. I'm pretty strong now, but it does have an insta kill attack. Which is that. It's that grab. If you get grabbed, he eats you. work on the hands first. And then the head. Sheath does have a cooldown, which I'm waiting for to come back. Oh, he's hit. And we got him. Let's see what skill he dropped. Ice form sounds all right. This thing, not too useful. Nothing good about the sword, so we'll move on.
就这么走了吗？
今天
Take a
咱
random
怎
relic.
么不喜欢吗？
The mechanical casing.
人生不如意，十之八九啊。
It gives you a shield. Which I'm not into. Now I could upgrade this more, but there's a chance I'll actually make it worse. So I think I'm going to avoid that for now. And just move on to the next
要出
level.
发了吗？前方就是司命台了，你可要小心了。
You have, of course, noticed by now that this game is from a Chinese developer. The translation is pretty good for the most part. There's a few weird things. But overall, not a lot of complaints. A few other things that I've yet to mention. If you look in the top left, you will see that I have a yellow bar under my health. That is my rage bar. It can be used to use special items, or if it gets full, you enter this mode where you attack faster and deal more damage for a brief amount of time. Also next to it are gourds. Those gourds are healing flasks. You can use them whenever. I just haven't really needed to. We're good? Oh, not quite. These guys are annoying. You have to wait until they pop up before you can attack them. Deathly Chill sounds pretty good. Anything that does more freeze damage or works off freeze is great. The game does recognize what style you picked, so you won't get a bunch of lightning upgrades if you choose the frost weapon. You won't get a bunch of fire upgrades. We'll do the mini boss. Not mini boss, elite enemy. We're about to run into some crane statues. These statues make enemies invisible. They are a minor annoyance. What do we get? Fire arrow. Only good for fire stuff. Since I don't have a weapon that can inflict burning, not super useful. Thunderstone applies thunder to your weapon. Man, I'm not really losing HP, so the Heart of Hatred doesn't do much for me. Let me replace it with the Thunderstone. Then I can at least do an extra type of damage. I will eventually start taking damage when I get to the last level, but for now, I'm pretty good. Considering I'm not going to be spending a lot of souls, mini souls is probably the good upgrade. It'll give me more damage for the souls I have. Ooh, Indomitable. Indomitable is kind of bad. Unless you have a way to get HP, like drain it from enemies. Because not being able to dash is pretty rough against some of the later bosses. I actually don't like any of these, really. We'll do Unerring Aim. More flying sword damage.
这次你又想怎么取悦妾身呢？
I think Northwind Bloom is an ice weapon. Let me check real quick.
太棒了！
It is.
再给我更多、更多的灵魂。
I don't know if it's one I actually want, though, is the thing. I could replace my lightning damage with... Or I could replace my Ghostly Strand. With, man, the Ghostly Strand is good, though. I don't like any of these. Let me look at my weapon real quick. You know what? I'm going to recycle this. I bought it. I'm going to get rid of it. And we're going to fight our mini-boss. So this guy's gimmick is he makes clones of himself. You have to find the right one. What sword is this? Looks bad. Oh, you all might have also noticed the colors of the relics. They do come in different rarities. I think orange is the best. Man, I don't really want Berserker Blood. Haste boost is fine. Not getting anything too crazy. We'll do weapon on the off chance it's something good. And even if it's not, I can recycle it. But this weapon is very good for my build. Huh. Well, I already gave up to Northwind Bloom. Man, these are both really good. I will unlikely to be getting a Northwind Bloom again. Lightning Lock. Also, I think I gave up